sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. In the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. Good morning, and welcome to this, impromptu stream from myself, Steve-O, because I don't know if I want to get things off my chest per se, but I want to talk about what the is going on. I personally have just taken this season with a pinch of salt, as they say. Like, legitimately, the other day when I was talking about, I genuinely just have no emotion attached to this season whatsoever. I truly meant it. So far, apart from when, I don't want to keep banging on and on and on about it, but so far when
Vardy scored those 2 goals for Jason when he captained him. That is the only moment this season where I've been annoyed. And that was legit, because it was the classic example of man captains a differential, or manager captains a differential player. This differential player does FA for a whole game. This was game week 2, wasn't it? Or game week 1, I can't remember. And that was the moments where we were all thinking, oh yeah, massive fail for a rival and everything. And then bang, he pops up with 2 penalties. Since then, as I stated in the title, it is just, everybody is just hits, wildcards, getting rid of players. I said it the last solo stream I did, patience is a virtue. It's absolutely crazy. Like Jason's -20 yesterday, complete waste of time. Sterling and Digne alone got him, 18 points? But he got rid of them. So 2 players he got rid of essentially almost cancelled out the hit that he did in the first place. I saw yesterday that Andy, Let's Talk FPL, actually wildcarded. I couldn't believe it, and I looked at his team and I was just like, why? I've been listening to his stream that he did yesterday for the deadline stream, and I'm just like, wow, why have you panicked for? What has happened? What on earth is going through people's minds? And I truly put it down to this, and this is the cynic in me. Now, there's an individual who's a regular member of the chat. He's also a moderator. He's a regular contribution to the show. I don't know if he's here now. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And hello, J&O. J&O's here. Morning, pal. But this individual's in the chat right now. And he made a point. I don't know if he was speaking to a close friend of mine or he was making the point in Hangouts and my friend heard this, but he made a very simple point that this actual game is tiny in the grand scheme of things, like 7 million people playing the game, and I would argue that of that 7 million, let's say 250 to 300,000 are accounts which are just duplicates and, various emails and everything. And then you've got like 2 million or so, which are like my friend Sahil, good morning if you're watching, that literally just pick a team and don't give a about it. And then you've got like the quote unquote serious players, which account for about, I don't know, whatever the maths works out, about 3 million. And then you've got the real hardcore delve deep into every statistic possible, which accounts for probably about 200 to 300,000. I don't know. But this individual was making the point that this is such a niche game, yet there's too much content out there and it's destroying people's minds. And I actually truly think that the amount of content, whether it's on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, Discord, people's minds are legitimately being screwed over. Everybody's jumping on bandwagons. Everybody's not thinking straight anymore. I just think people have lost the plot. For me, I'm personally just got a team, and whoever I think has got the better fixture or who I think is the logical move to bring in, I'll bring in. My 2 moves this week were Calvert-Lewin in for Abraham. Got me a goal. Brilliant. And Son for Kevin De Bruyne. Because why? Because the history suggested he's going to do very well versus West Ham. The history suggested that, and I'm sticking with my guns that I'm just, whoever the best captaincy is, I'm going, whatever the history says best captaincy is, I'm going with it based on who I think are the best captaincies for that game. If I don't own that specific player, then so be it, I go to the next best option. Sterling was the second best captaincy option according to the history this week, and guess what? He popped up with 11 points. And the amount of people which are debating on whether they should be bringing in a player which has just went and scored, like Che Adams, not a single human being was considering bringing him in. Now all of a sudden, because he's got a goal and assist, it seems like everybody's thinking, I've got to bring him in now. Why did I get rid of him? It does seem like everybody's getting rid of players because they're not doing anything for a couple of games. People are bringing in players because they did well the game week before. And it's like Andy streams always say on Sundays, the knee-jerk stream. And that word is so relevant at the moment. Everybody's just knee-jerking for the sake of knee-jerking. And it's crazy. And it's just... And what I find really frustrating as well is that unironically, the players that people are taking out and putting in, or they're just replicating the same points, and it just seems that we're all just stuck unless you go and captain. Like, well done to the people that captained Werner yesterday. You know, I mean, the first goal, we'll talk about that in a minute. You know, just put your frigging foot in, for crying out loud. Just put your foot in, tackle him. But he all just held off, and he just essentially just ran to the right and just hit the ball. Took a slight deflection, but whatever. Hit the ball, back of the net, goal. And he got an assist as well, of course, for Havertz. And even watching like the Black Box the other night, or yesterday morning, whatever, and hearing Az, you know, doing what he was planning on doing and everything. And what I found fascinating about watching the Black Box was the fact that the live chat was legitimately starting to annoy Az, and Mark brought up the point about the fact, well, it was Andy actually, but welcome to the world of live streaming. And it's why I don't even bother reading the chat anymore. Complete waste of time. Because all it does for me is it just, unfortunately, like all human beings, we're all sheep. You know, it's the classic thing of like, even when you're in a car, when you're driving and the car in front of you, for whatever reason, decides to pull slightly to the right, you pull slightly to the right. You know, we all just sheep. And even Andy was making the point yesterday about the fact that, you know, why take out Werner in a wild card? Why take out Werner for a hit to then bring him back on a wild card and all this? And it's just incredible. Like Lama did a -16, Dread FPL did a -12. And talking of these guys, I just want to congratulate all these people that were part of the hangouts yesterday that were part of Jason Deadline stream. That was such fun entertainment. I listened to it on the replay, and it was just gold. There was a guy, I have a flaming clue who it was, evidently from the southwest area. It's just all I was doing, because this is just me. All I was doing was impressions of people in my car, and I thought I should be live streaming this. Me listening to a stream while doing impressions of the people speaking on the Hangouts. There was I think it may have been, I think his name's James B. I've forgotten his last name. And all I kept hearing during the Liverpool, or the Everton-Liverpool game was, oh. Just like, what are you doing? And then you got Matt. I'm sure it was Matt, the Gooner, who will be on the Llama Lounge in a minute at 11 o'clock. You better be doing it, Llama, because I want something to listen to tomorrow. He was just going, lads, make sure you look at the TV. Oh, and talking of impressions, Abuno, your impression of me is atrocious. Like, what was it? You were doing the England versus whoever game the other week. Denmark, I think it was. No, when they won 3-0. Whoever they beat 3-0. And during it, Boona went, I'm going to do an impression round. And he was going through various people. And how long... I don't even use Discord, and I even knew who the people were. And Lam was like, I don't know who these people are. Anyhow, even I was getting them right. And then when Boona did... Well, me, I thought it was someone completely different. And then he went, that's Steve. I was just like, that's terrible. Boona, you need to work on it, mate. You need to work on your impressions. But yeah, when listening into the Hangout stream yesterday, just gold dust. Really unique, really different. All talking about the upcoming game week, of course. And it does make me realise why I enjoy doing this. You know, I'm going to be completely blunt with you at the moment. Over the last 2-3 weeks, I am detesting my life at the moment. Essentially, I'm waking up every day at 10 to 3 in the morning. I go to work, do physical work, come home, go bed, wake up for about 3 or 4 hours, go for a walk, come back home, watch a couple of computer game streamers for Warzone, and they're doing the Black Ops at the moment. Watch a couple of them, go back to bed. I started watching Ozark, and I can't remember who recommended me watching Ozark, but nah, not for me. I got to episode 6, and I can't stand any of the characters. I hate every single one of them. The only one that I like is Marty, so the main character. He's good value, but I absolutely detest his family. The mother, I cannot stand. Awful. The daughter, the son, atrocious characters. Then you've got the trailer park trash people. Just appalling. You know, you want to be, I kind of be gravitated towards them, and just absolutely nothing from me whatsoever grabbed me. The only other character that I liked was Dell, the drug dealer. I liked him, but I got to episode 6, and I was just like, this is awful. This is just so boring. It's always bad when, I think it was episode 4 I got to, and I started because it was the mother and the daughter having a chat, and I was just like, skip this frigging rubbish, just awful. And then I was like, yeah, that's the starting of the signs where it's like, don't even bother watching this. And then I got to episode 5, and I was like, oh yeah, it's not too bad. And then episode 6, I was just like, shut up. The FBI agent as well. Oh, this is terrible. Anyway, whatever. But yeah, I'm just not really enjoying anything at the moment. My life is just insomnia. I've already been gym. I went to gym this morning at 4. If I doubt Andy's even watching, but Andy, if you are listening or watching, I did deadlifts. If anybody watched my if anybody follows me on Twitter, they would have seen my video that I put up of Andy doing deadlifts. I'm also going to be putting up a funny tweet regarding Andy again. I'm kind of it was James of Planet FPL that kind of persuaded me to kind of go through with it. But I'm thinking of setting up a Twitter page entitled Out of Context FPL, and basically anything that I listen to, if I hear anything which makes me laugh and I can kind of fit it in with something that's of popular culture, I will do it. And I've done one this morning with Andy. So Andy, be warned, it's nothing bad, obviously. I'm not going to do anything bad, but Andy, be warned, I will be uploading a tweet of something that you reminded me of yesterday when you did the stream, albeit I listened to it, a bit of it this morning, and I'll listen to the rest of it later on a walk. But yeah, so as Jason alerted people to yesterday, this channel, whatever, is slightly going in a different direction, so to speak, regarding scheduling. So basically, I've told him I can't do evenings anymore. Essentially, when I'm going bed is when we're kind of wanting to stream in the evening, and it's just messing me up. I'm just not there with it. People have been commenting saying that Steve doesn't see himself or anything. Yeah, you're right, because I just want to sleep. I'm physically exhausted. And I prefer doing morning streams because this is when I'm awake. This is when I'm alive. I prefer doing mid to early afternoon streams, so i.e. 4-5 o'clock. So expect one probably on Tuesday when I do a review of the game week. I'm hoping Dan can join me for that review, talk about the weekend. Wednesday I'll more than certainly be doing a preview, I think, on Wednesday. And then obviously Friday we've got the deadline on Friday next. So next week Friday, if I can bring it up on screen. Yes, there it is. Next week Friday, Aston Villa versus Leeds is on Friday. So I don't know when Jason will be doing a preview, but I think he'll probably tie it in. But that's going to be exciting, isn't it? Friday evening, Aston versus not necessarily the match, but the fact that it's on a Friday deadline is always a lot of fun. But yeah, this particular game week so far, let's just get on with it, shall we? Started off with Everton 2, Liverpool 2. I saw a tweet from James, Planet FPL, and he was just like, without swearing, cut this shit out of football now. That late goal from Henderson ruled offside because of a hairline or whatever. It's crazy. Even the Van Dijk, whoever was offside for the Van Dijk assault by Pickford. This VAR is just ludicrous, and it is ruining the game, in my opinion. Pickford clatters into Van Dijk. If it's classified as onside, Pickford's off. You know, everybody in the hangouts was raving, shouting, and going absolutely epileptic about the fact that, you know, Pickford should have been sent off, and he should have been. It was just an assault. It was an assault on Van Dijk. I saw Andy saying that, or he reported from I forget who it was, but whoever was covering the game, something to do with Liverpool. They think they heard that maybe Van Dijk's done his ACLing. Could be out for 7 to 8 months. Just can't make it up. And nothing's going to get punished for it. Pickford came flying out. It was almost like a karate kick. Almost a flying karate kick. Nothing, because somebody's hair was offside. It's just, You can't make it up. We had the obvious goal scorers. I mean, when I heard at work Mane scored, I was just like, of course he did. And then Michael Keane a few seconds later. I mean, what was Adrian doing? I mean, it's just, you know, when you watch, I only get to watch the highlights, the 3-minute highlights Sky put up. And you know, when you watch it, you're just like, is this actually a joke? Is this genuinely a joke? Like, I'm no goalkeeping expert, but surely all he had to do was just palm it away. No. Just pretty much goes for his hands. Calvert-Lewin gets his standard goal. Salah gets his standard goal. And what a goal that was, by the way. The assist coming from Digne, a player that everybody got rid of, got 7 points. Robertson, keeping up with his tally of getting what seems like an assist every game. Rodriguez was a potential possibility of not starting, and guess what? He started and gets an assist. But what could have that game been if Pickford had been sent off? Well, we don't know anymore, do we? We don't know anymore. It's just the same old names popping up with the points. Now, I didn't see this scoreline until about 6 o'clock. No, it was about 5:30, 6 o'clock. Chelsea 3, Southampton 3. So basically what had happened was at 4:45, I was at my local McDonald's, of course, ordered my 3 triple cheeseburgers. I don't eat the buns, by the way. The buns can sack off. Disgusting, but eat the meat. So eat the triple cheeseburgers, medium fries, and I just assumed it ended 3-2. Just assumed. Went to the gym, had a terrible session, wish I never even went. Complete waste of time. Go to see the Man City result. And I'm like, hold a minute. What? 3-3? Vestergaard popping up with that. Well, he just stuck his head out, didn't he? Walcott just cracking a shot come cross, you know, just hitting the ball as hard as he could. Vestergaard sticks his head out, goal. You know, when Werner made it, what was it, 2-0? A very similar goal, well, certainly the second goal, very similar to when Kane was supplying Son versus, ironically, Southampton, and ball booted up. And Werner latched onto it, and fair play to him, did a bit of juggling and put it in the back of the net. 2 goals, Danny Ings comes in, 2-1. Che Adams with, I mean, what... Once again, what the hell happened there? Che Adams just... What was it? He ran in the box. Kepa came flying out. Che Adams could have gone over, but he didn't. He stayed on his feet. They took a shot. As he took the shot, it hit the post, bounced off Kepa into Danny Ings. He pulled it back or something, and then Che Adams just whacked it one. How the hell that stayed in play, I have no idea. And then towards the end of the game, as we know, Havertz was in the box at the right time. Werner put it in. And then Vestergaard at the beginning, as we just said, and Werner obviously tipped by Planet FPL, captain him. If I wanted to, I would have gone. I generally, because my plan for this specific game week was to take out Abraham for Calvert-Lewin and just leave it, and then have 2 free transfers for game week 6. But then obviously the news came out about Kevin De Bruyne. If he hadn't have been announced out, I probably would have kept him in my team. I would have just taken the risk. I think a lot of people would have been doing exactly the same. And I wouldn't have got into Son. And there would have been a possibility that I may have just gone, do you know what? Let's just do Jimenez to Werner. See what happens. I may just do, what? the guys on the correspondent show were saying Captain Werner. Obviously I didn't do it, but well done to everybody that did do it. A cracking haul of 2 goals, 1 assist. And is this times to come? And Che Adams punishing all his sellers. I know that Boona has got him on the bench. Played Brewster ahead of him, which makes sense, Fulham. Awful. One of the 3 teams, Fulham, West Brom and Burnley, the 3 teams which are just pants this season, just target them. Hence why I'm probably, as it stands right now, my plan is to bring in Kane for Jimenez. I can't think who Wolves have got next. Oh, Newcastle, yeah. I'm probably going to do Kane in for Jimenez and Captain Kane versus Burnley. But it all depends on, obviously, like we all say, today's game, seeing how he looks and everything. But it's going to be interesting on that. Then it was Man City versus Arsenal. I saw the highlights. Didn't look like the most inspiring of games, to be honest with you. Very lucky assist from Foden. It was a fantasy Premier League assist. Let's be honest here. He had a shot, bounced off Leno, came to Sterling, and Sterling put it in the back of the net, and Sterling continues his scoring run versus Arsenal. The history, like I said, suggested that he was the second best captaincy option this particular game week. And yeah, actually getting a clean sheet, there were, I think it was, 16 goals scored Saturday. Man City only getting 1. But yeah, just do a professional job basically. But then, oh my goodness, what the hell happened here? Newcastle 1, Man United 4. Man United actually, on the up. Has all this media attention. Made Man United think, let's just push on. When Newcastle, just easy opponents. Possibly, I didn't watch the game or anything, but Maguire, Fernandes, Rashford, Wan-Bissaka all coming with the goals. And what a goal by Wan-Bissaka. Whack! Fernandes obviously missing a penalty. Rashford 2 assists. Juan Mata. I mean, when I saw Juan Mata's names on the team sheet, I was like, he's still there. I knew he was there, but I'm just being facetious, but you know what I mean. Fernandes getting an assist. But I was amazed that Fernandes got 3 bonus. Couldn't believe it. He missed a bloody penalty as well. Missed a penalty and gets 3 bonus still. Yet Rashford, 2 assists and a goal, there's 2 bonus points. I don't quite understand that. Obviously, Darlow saved from Fernandes. I'm surprised they didn't have it retaken because Darlow, when just before Fernandes struck the ball, he kind of just started moving off his line. I'm surprised it wasn't retaken. But once again, Fernandes owners, another player which people are umming and ahhing about, but I mean, who the hell are you supposed to get rid of in these teams? I mean, looking at my team, I mean, today, just a reminder quickly, we've got the Jinx. That's right, the Jinx stream. Spurs versus West Ham. I'm going to be covering that. So expect a low-scoring game there. As I joked, but Son hopefully will do well, but we all know how well West Ham are doing. But yeah, this is my team, and players that stick out for me now are Trent, Robertson, Jimenez. They're and Zaha. I really, 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 really hope Zaha gets me something today. He's got a very good record. I believe he scored 6 times versus Brighton. So good omen there for Zaha. But I'm really hoping he does well because he looks like he's going to drop in price. He's gone up to 7.2. but he looks like he could be dropping down in price soon, especially if he does nothing today. And yeah, I look at this team, and there are players I'm kind of slowly getting a bit bored of now. I've said Robertson and Trent are season keepers, but right now I'm going back on that, and I'm just thinking, Robertson, you're doing well, but reality being is that there are players which I can get in ahead of you, not specifically defenders, but attacking players that are going to get better returns than an assist. And you know, I was kind of toing and froing around getting rid of, not specifically this particular game week, but you know, this Trippier. I was looking at maybe Sterling or Mane. Let's throw in Mane for argument's sake, which then leaves me with not much, I doubt, but 12.9. You know, continue with this 3-5-2. I can then bring in whoever. Let's just say, for argument's sake, some of the better defenders that are here at the moment that are performing well. Just quickly click on that if it works. There we are. You know, I could easily bring in, you know, Digne. There we are. Digne in there. Leaves me with 6.8 million. I don't know. And then who's like a 4.5 player that's doing well. You know, Lamptey is a popular choice. Brighton's fixtures aren't, from my basic knowledge, not too bad. But if we were to throw him in there, you know, add player, leaves me with 2.1. I could then, you know, Jimenez to Kane. I mean, I know Kane's 10.7 now, isn't he? Isn't that right? Sure, he's 10.7. Sure, he went up. Well, I'm guaranteed that he went up last night, and the answer is yeah. But you get the idea. These players have more likelihood of returning equal, if not more than Robertson and Trent, and I don't know, just absolutely those two at the moment, especially if Van Dijk is out for a sustained period of time, and with Alisson out at the moment. I mean, what are Liverpool's fixtures like? Just quickly check. Sheffield, West Ham, Man City, Leicester, Brighton, Wolves. They're not horrific, but from a defensive perspective. And who was I listening to the other day? I can't remember who it was. I mean, I only listen to a couple of people these days, but they were mentioning about the fact that it's the fear of getting rid of Trent. There's that chance he may pop up with that double-digit return at some point, but so far, by all accounts, he is looking absolutely terrible right now. And yeah, these are players that I'm going to be looking at to get rid of. But for now, I think just hold. I mean, Sheffield United up next. I mean, if they can't keep a clean sheet versus Sheffield United, then they've got some serious problems. Liverpool right now. But let's just quickly say hello to people in the chat. Vince, I was enjoying your cameo last night or yesterday afternoon, whatever. Really do like what you were saying in the chat. Very, very amusing, very witty. Very, very witty indeed. Did enjoy that. What was it here? Armand Dillon saying the Liverpool attack double up. Yeah. It's very, 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 very tempting. Armand Dillon, I'll buy Trent once he's 7.2 million. When's that? Next year when he goes up to 7? When is that next year when he drops down to 7 million start price and then he goes up to 7.2? Sai saying I'm gonna bring in Trent when he drops this week. He's only gonna drop down by He's going to get dropped by him by 0.1. This particular week, if anything. Vince saying Trent, everyone's getting double-digit hauls. Yeah, apart from Trent. Most teams are following the trends. Yeah, they are. That's what I was talking about earlier on. It just seems that... there you are. Everybody just seems to be following everybody. We're just sheep. That's your name. James Bennett. Sure it was you, James. Oh, Dredd, you're here. I've got an impression for you. It's your laugh. And it goes like this. Who was making you laugh yesterday in the hangouts, and you were just constantly absolutely fantastic. Yeah, Dre making the Elite FPL chair. If no one has a clue what that's about, just a bit of fun. Kin Yan Yu saying Zaha to Grealish. I'll be watching that. I'll be watching that tonight. Oh yeah, thank you for reminding me, Booner, actually, and our man Dylan. Head to head. Ironically, this is the one thing that I actually seem to do quite well at, the head-to-head league. And if I bring it up right now, here we are, the Elite FPL head-to-head league. I'm 6th, and my match is up against Anderson. Ian Anderson. Ian! And I've got, basically, Sun Captain ahead of him, Zaha ahead of Podence, and that's it. So Zaha and Podence, Zaha and Sun Captain versus Podence and Sun is basically what our matchup is this particular game week. So yeah, and then it's next week where it's me and Jason going. I'm sure it's next week. I'm almost certain it's next week. It's me versus Jason. Oh, it's me and Dredd, and then it's Jason. Dredd. So I'm up against Dredd next week. Fantastic. I wanted to bring everybody's attention to this as well. I mean, this just says everything about this season, to be honest. So this lad in the Dan Endicott, look at this team here, right? He is 153,000th in the world. Right, look at this. 153,000th in the world. This is his team. Ramsdale, Mitchell, Cody, Stevens, Justin, Lucas Moura, Havertz, Fernandes, Kane captain, Jimenez, Mitrovic. Then look at this bench. Jorginho, Rodriguez, Digne. Just talk about someone that evidently doesn't delve deep into looking into, you know, stats and who's the favoured player of the week and everything. That's just crazy. Yeah, he's 153,000. I know there's going to be millions of other people like this, but when I saw that this morning, I just rubbing my eyes like, what? Hello? I mean, when I look at Jason's team, like I said, this minus 20, and yet 2 of his players got him, that he got rid of, the same equivalent points. But let's look at the players that he brought in. Chilwell, 3. Fernandes, 11. Rodriguez, 4. He's still got Kane, Son to play. And he's covering... I'm really looking forward to this, actually. For anybody that doesn't know, Jason's actually going to be covering the Leicester Aston Villa game today. And the great thing is that he's only going to make it members only chat. So members only chat this evening for the Leicester versus Aston Villa game. I'm sure he said that on the stream yesterday. Oh, and Llama and Boona, I hope you do go through with Llama said it anyway. On the stream yesterday, he said about, on the Hangouts he said about, what do you call it? Covering Leeds versus Wolves. I'm sure you did. I'm 90% certain you said, please do it. From my own selfish perspective, please do it so I've got something to listen to at work on Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. So I'm encouraging you to please do a stream for Leeds versus Wolves. There was something I read. Oh yeah, Sai making the point about the Pickford karate kick. Dennis Cardacaris. Does Sky Sports box office mean you now have to pay $14.95 in the UK? You got it in one. Hello, Storico. Yes, it means that we have to pay for that. Not that I pay for anything. I can't afford anything, but Grekla, would you keep Pulisic? Oh yeah, that's a good point actually. Grekla making a very good point about Pulisic. How disappointing is that? 3 goals scored by Chelsea, Pulisic not involved in any of it. I'd definitely keep him, Grekla. I would. I'm assuming you brought him in this week. My goodness. My genuine plan is to kind of, despite talking about getting rid of Trent and Robertson, they're not really desperations for me. I'm just more looking at teams to target that are absolutely rubbish. And specifically, so I'll give you, like I mentioned at the start of the stream, but teams to target are Fulham, West Brom, and I've completely forgotten the other team. Fulham, Burnley. But, if I had, am I really going to bring in Pereira versus Burnley and captain him? No. Who else was there? Brewster. I know Drezera captain Brewster. I mean, fair play. I mean, your vice captain Werner. When I heard that live yesterday, or more to the point, I had hindsight vision at that point, and I was just like, oh, Dre, how unfortunate for you. So, yeah, Dre vice captain Werner, and Brewster will be playing today, so he's got him versus Fulham. I expect him to score today. And then obviously we had, it was the other team, Burnley. Oh yeah, obviously West Brom up against Burnley. I'm expecting, like I said to you the other day, we're doomed as it stands right now. We're going to get relegated. And I'm expecting West Brom to come out on top of that 2-3-0, 2-3-1, something like that. We just can't score. We can't defend. We're in absolute shambles at the moment. And it's just filtering through the disdain, the disgust that Dyche has got against the board, and I think it's just filtering through. And it's like with any form of job, really, that when your own managers have no respect for the hierarchy, it filters through to the staff, because the staff see exactly what's going on, and then you have no respect for it, and you just can't be bothered. It's like me with my own job at the moment. I have no respect for my manager. I have no respect for the hierarchy whatsoever, and it's just like I just literally go there to just do what I got to do and then clear off. It's not the right attitude, but unfortunately it's what any form of large organisations break you down to. They don't. I got a new phone actually the other day, and basically the girl that was serving me, she was Italian, and And, while she was sorting out everything on my phone, because when it comes to phones, I have not got a clue about anything anyway. And she was, I was just talking to her about her flaming job choices and all this malarkey, and she was saying how she used to work in Costa, and how the politics in that specific place were just essentially, for the specific shop that she worked in. It was just basically, head office are saying that you need to do this. And her argument was, but head office don't work in this specific shop, and we can't physically do what they're asking us to do. So what do you want us to do? Sorry, that's what head office are asking. Yeah, I get that, and I've got a solution for you. This is my solution. This is going to make our life easier. Please, can we do that instead? No. You're going to do it the hard way. You're going to do it the difficult way. So when a member of staff is using their actual initiative, which the management should actually encourage, like with all forms of retail or jobs like that, you just shat on. I didn't swear, I went shat. In fact, what's the French word for cat? It's chat. So there we are. Is that right? I'm not up to date with my French. I haven't done it for a couple of years. So, yes, it is. It's chat. I'm sure it is. But yes, you just get French cat on, and it's not good. And the job that I'm in is essentially exactly the same. When you've got a manager that is just constantly bombarding you with absolute shat, and your brain is... In fact, I was saying this to my colleague. I was speaking to Jason the other day. I had a very open conversation. I was very vulnerable speaking to Jason when I was having this conversation with him, and I just said, look, the reality is that my job isn't just physically exhausting, which it is. It's more the mental side. Like, I literally get home and I'm in my car and I'm just sat there like, have I just really just done that shift? There's all that mental bombardment, all that crap that I've got to put up with. Has that really just happened? Oh yeah, it did. Yeah, brilliant. And I literally have to go in my room and just lie on my bed in the dark and just try and just escape the garbage that I've just been put through for the past 5, 6, 7 hours. And it's not pleasant. And I can't even remember why I even brought that up. But if anybody can remind me why I brought that up, it'd be very, very helpful indeed. I was actually planning on doing a members-only stream about my frustrations with... that reminds me. Talking of frustrations and what I absolutely detest about... let's be real here. YouTube... is that Dread FPL saying, very rare that happens, Steve-O. I don't know what that bit's about, but some managers believe they know best and their subordinates know nothing. Oh yeah. It's yeah, there we are, James Bennett. Yep, that is shat. Thank you. Vince, I always have cold showers, mate. Always. It's very difficult at 3 o'clock in the morning, though. Very difficult at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's tough. But yes, I put up a quote-unquote funny video on my own personal YouTube channel. And by the way, it's not a YouTube channel in the sense of, like, for instance, this. It's just me putting up stupid videos because it's easier for me to upload a video onto YouTube and then send the link via WhatsApp than it is to just upload the video via WhatsApp. So I just upload it to YouTube. But anyway, I put up a video the other day entitled What It Was. And I think it was 4 or 5 days later, it was removed by YouTube because it said you're breaching the terms and conditions of false advertisement or something, and you are spamming YouTube, and you're being deceitful spam, it was classified as. And I'm thinking, but the irony is of this email is that my video was about spamming of the internet, specifically Twitter and Instagram, and yet I'm getting an email removing a video telling me I'm being deceitful with the. And what makes me, I can't say, unfortunately, I cannot say the title out loud because I don't want it to potentially affect this channel, but it's nothing horrible. But I'm thinking to myself, so let me get this straight. You're claiming that this video is deceitful, so you're expecting that the title that it's been entitled with, that's what the content's going to contain. You're a bunch of idiots. It's just like I couldn't care less. The video means absolutely FA to me, but it was just like an observation on today's society as per normal. Ironically, it actually got quite a few views, weirdly enough. But yeah, very, very, very peculiar. But whatever. Yes, Dredd. Are you like 10 minutes behind or something? Very, very strange. Anyway, any question? Oh yeah, that's another thing I wanted to say as well. One of my favourite things on Twitter, I said it the other day, is the block button. It's fantastic. It's amazing how when you put yourself out on Twitter, out on the internet, the trolls appear. Block. It's fantastic. And what I find ironic is that then these people come out and go, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to say what I say. Delete message. It's fantastic. Try it. Make you feel better. What's this here? Very large message. Murphy Medji saying, listen to Chris Wilder's presser yesterday. Fairly lot that Brewster starts from what he said. 65 minutes, I would say. Oh yeah, talking of starts, that's a point. It's clear that the kid is a Duracell battery. What was it? Yeah, talking of starts, Aguero is back. Oh, here we are. Llama's favourite, what do you call it? Character, chat member is here now. Arioki. Mute, not block, Steve-O. Don't do a Joe. What's the difference? What is the difference between muting and blocking, apart from I'm assuming the fact that the person still can message you, but it will just say, I'm sorry, this person has... The only unfollow, only like unfollow. Surely you mean only like unfollow. Unfollow all. I'm sorry, MF. Speak English. Jones Blokes. Morning, Steve. Just watching Match of the Day for the games that were on box office. Wouldn't pay for those games. No. I think that the price of the matches is disgusting. Now, don't get me wrong. If you want to pay for it, I know James has already come on Planet FPL, said he'll pay any money to watch Spurs. Fair enough. That's his money. I can, do whatever you like. But for me, I am not spending 15 quid to watch a football match. I've always said this. I want to spend my money on what's value for money. And from my point of view, I do not think that spending £15 on football matches is value for money. The argument is, well, you'd spend 30 quid to physically watch the match. Slightly different. If Flapjacks... I know you wouldn't get that, actually. Damn. If there's any XFM listeners out here, you may understand. If Mr. Reed's watching, you'll understand that. Slightly different. Slightly different. But I've completely lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah. Paying 30 quid for an away ticket or 30 quid to watch a match, which is unlikely, but you're physically going to the game, your experience, it's the experience that counts. Paying 15 quid to watch it on TV is just not for me. A fiver. Yeah, why not? I'd happily pay a fiver to watch a game, especially from a selfish point of view. If I'll do a stream for it, yeah, brilliant. I'd happily do that. And that's another point, like the difference between streaming a game via the radio compared to watching it is, I don't have a clue what's going on. I can only go on what the commentators are saying. Whereas when you're physically watching it live, you can actually tell the audience what specifically has happened within the game itself. But 15 quid gets stuffed. I know Llama, Boona and Matt will probably be talking about this on the Llama Lounge today. But essentially, they just keep making this point, and I agree that there needs to be something from the Premier League, which is like the equivalent of Netflix, where you pay X amount of money a month, and you get to watch, I don't know, one 3 p.m. kickoff, and another game of your choice. I don't have a clue how it would work, but I'm telling you now, if they were to charge, for argument's sake, 15, 20 quid a month for that, the amount of money they would make would be incredible. You know, you're getting an all crisp, high definition, be great. But they won't. They're just so desperate for money. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Gavin Gould, Stephen, what would you do with Justin and Mitchell? Because going to be benching Mitchell, don't worry about. He's just a 4 million placeholder. I mean, I've got Dunn for crying. I've got Jimmy Dunn for crying out loud. So there's nothing I can do with him. As for Mitchell, he's gone up to 4.2, so I've got him, sell him at 4.1. I'm not bothered about it. Justin, though, I would, I'd be seriously looking at, getting rid of, because Castagna and Pereira will be the first choice. Yeah, agreed. Well, it's like with anything, Cameron. Nothing better than actually going to watch your team beats. Of course. It's the same with anything. I've got this big beef about all these bands streaming gigs. Like, it's all well and good streaming gigs, but to charge a fortune for them, like 15, 20 quid, forget it. Like, I don't need to watch a stream of the band. I could just easily go on YouTube and just watch a free gig that's been uploaded or whatever. It's the same thing. There's no difference. There was a band, Suicide Silence, if everybody knows who they are, and they did a world tour of streams. But Nuclear Blast were clipping some of the songs and putting it up for you to be enticed to go watch it. And you're like, thanks, I've got some of the songs here. I'm really not interested in watching the full set list. Like, what on earth would I sit for an hour for watching that? No chance. However, again, value for money. If I pay 15 quid and they throw in a shirt, slightly different. I'd happily pay for it. Yeah, Amat saying Jason will not pay after West Ham gives Spurs a lesson. Wouldn't surprise me. Shano, $20 a month here in Australia to watch all the games. It baffles me. All you guys in England have to pay huge coin just to see a few. Yes, yeah. Techers, the only games I will pay for as a Man United fan are against Liverpool and City. No one else. Yeah. Adam Hack, you captained Aubameyang. Why would you captain him? What on earth made you think captaining Aubameyang? And you had Richarlison. Morning, Steve. Hello, King Kun. DCL is being compared to Ronaldo. Oh, Leap compared to Ronaldo. No comment. I've only seen it once. No comment. But I'll tell you what, though, King Kun. Are you going to win your bet with Matt? What was the bet again? He rises to 8 million by game week 6, 7 or 8? I can't remember now. Oh, Adam's saying, I thought Kevin De Bruyne out would affect City more than it. No chance. Aubameyang, what a waste of time he's been this season. From an FPL perspective. Anyway. The only games I will play... Oh, yeah. Repeat myself now. Talking of which, Covey saying, Steve-O, do you play fan team? No, I don't. However, this was the absolute truth as well the other day. So, this season, from this specific game, FPL, could be the last time I take seriously. And I think, knowing the character that I am, there's a very high possibility that next season I'm going to be looking into Football Index and the Sky Sports game. Someone on Planet FPL's Sky pod said that I'm 100 points or 150 points behind whatever it was. Do I just give up? And Suj made a very valid point. No, because, and he explained why. The thing with this game, and he made this point, I'm just copying what Suj said. He made the point, he just said, look, in FPL it's a lot difficult because when your captain fails, and everybody else is performing or just your captain fails in general, it just disheartens you for the whole of the game week, or you don't feel like you've got anything to play for. Whereas in Sky, for argument's sake, you could have, specifically this game week, a captain on Saturday, Sunday and Monday. And depending on how you strategize and everything. And to me, it seems to be a bit more appealing. There's just something to play for. Whereas with FPL at the moment, this is just my thought process over the last 5 game weeks or whatever. Admittedly, again, Jason and the moderators made a very valid point, that we're missing the 3 p.m. kickoffs, which is true. I'm missing the fact that not just covering, but just knowing that, like, say, 5 or 6 teams have played on a Saturday already, or even 7 teams have played on a Saturday, and we can just digest everything. And we know that that's the majority of our points, and we've only got a couple of players left to play. Whereas now it's just spread across 3-4 days. It's just like, and like it's like Jason said, that great word, drip fed all the points to us. It just doesn't feel like you've got anything. It's like me, this specific games left. You've got obviously Burnley of an interest to me, but all I have interest in today is Tottenham, specifically Son, and then Crystal Palace, Zaha. That's it. And then, these games wouldn't even be played today. Crystal Palace, Brighton, that would have been a 3 p.m. kickoff. Spurs, West Ham, there's a chance it could have been a 12 p.m. kickoff or even a 5:30, but Leicester, Aston Villa, that would have been a 3 p.m. kickoff. Leeds, Wolves, 3 p.m. kickoff. West Brom, Burnley, absolutely. These 2 teams would be playing on a bloody Monday evening, for crying out loud. So it's just all these points being drip-fed, and you're just like, I've got nothing to play for. Whereas in Sky, for argument's sake, I would have had my, for argument's sake, my captaincy on if I had Salah. And then on Sunday, my captaincy, possibly if I had Grealish on him, or Son, or Kane. And then on Monday, have the captaincy on like a West Brom player if I had one, or whatever the circumstances may be. But yeah, and then with Football Index, it's another thing where I've done some of the most basic research, and I'm just like, you know what? It does intrigue me. It really, really does intrigue me, that Football Index. You know, just with a bit of spare cash, with a fantasy football head on. I mean, John Nellis on Llama Lounge the other day charmed me. Certainly charmed me. Oh, yeah. I'll bring it up. David did a free hit. David Hackinson did a free hit, and I'll just bring up his team up on screen at the moment. Blue Arrow. We're calling you out, mate. Blue Arrow. Yes, I started the stream earlier than normal. Trust me, there's no one up at 7 in the morning. What was it in? Members chat. Oh, that's right. Here we are. Members chat. Here's David's team. So far. Hopefully you can see it up on... Yeah, you can. You can see it up on the screen right now, right this second. So, Ramsdale... Oh, you'll... I mean, I'm going through it again, but you've got 3 Sheffield United. Oh, God, if they score, Fulham. But the players coming through, obviously, Rashford. Major pick, Rashford. Great differential. Salah, Werner captain. Look at these great players left. Kane, Son, Grealish. Beautiful. Beautiful. So that's a free hit team. They're excellent. Great start. I mean, that a team. Jones bloke, I have to agree with everything you just said about being drip-fed games. My wife also hates it as a football is on 3 days straight. Yes. I love that we can see every game, even watch... I love that we can see every game. I even watch the chat games now. We can't. Oh, this was before bonus points, so another 9. Yeah, cheers, Eric. Yeah, Gabriel Derop. Yeah, Dread, it's triple. Sheffield United defence. MSK, my Sterling punt worked. Come on, that wasn't a punt. Crying out loud. Great history versus Arsenal. Yeah, Gabriel Derop. I would love to have that Sky team feature in FPL, essentially a captain per game day. Absolutely. Completely, 100% agree with you. There are things that I think FPL could learn from other fantasy games, to be honest. It's overall, it's pretty much nailed, let's be honest here. But there are a few things which, yeah, just... Meh. Anyway, I'm going to call it a morning. Boona is here, and I'm assuming Boona will be doing the Llama Lounge at 11, so make sure you tune in. In fact, let's check Twitter. Brilliant. It's down. Fantastic. Like I said, I'm assuming... the Llama Lounge is going ahead at 11 o'clock, the Sunday supplement. So make sure you tune into the Sunday supplement. I'm assuming it's going to be 11 o'clock. And they'll be talking all the, back page headlines from yesterday. And I'll be listening into that tomorrow morning. And on that note, it's the usual thing really. Stay tuned for the Jinx stream of me covering Spurs versus West Ham. So I'll be going live at about 4:15, and then Jason will be taking over from me, where he will be covering Leicester versus Aston Villa, and it will be a members only chat. So a members only chat for the Leicester versus Aston Villa game. So other than that, I will see you this afternoon at 4:15. And on your way out, hit that like button. Cheers for joining me. Really appreciate it. And I will see you later on.